very dear friend of mine, amazing poet. He's gonna read 2 poems or 3. And I'm gonna then read a little bit more poems, not from the book I have, from the other book, which I'm very proud. And there's another book that came out October 7th out of Gaza. It's Anthology of Palestinian Poets. And I'm about not just me, I'm about my nation, I'm about artists. I love meeting Redeema, Trudy. Gordon is a very good friend of mine, but he's an amazing poet. Steve is an amazing poet. Poets of the Struggle, he does that. And it honors me that he calls me now and then and does that. I like togetherness, because in unity we will defeat Goliath. I know that. I'm an artist. I feel it. I know it. Steve Luke.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Farid, for all the kind words. You can leave it. I'm going to do 2 poems. One is a poem I do every time I appear in the same space with.
Call the names.
It's a poem I wrote more than 15 years ago. It might have been written yesterday.
Ooh.
Called New Year, Gaza, 2008, 2009. Call out the names of the dead so that we may mourn. Call out the names of the dead. Call out the names of their killers so that we may rage as we mourn. Call out the names of their killers. Call out the names of those who march in protest so that we may give thanks as we rage and mourn. Call out the names of those who march in protest. Call out the names peace, justice, freedom, Palestine, so that we may hope as we give thanks, rage, and mourn. Call out the names peace, justice, freedom, Palestine. And when the time has come to call out the names of all those who remain silent as we are calling out these names, let us pray that yours will not be among them.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful.
This one is brand new. And you know, decades before there was a Nakba, and decades before there was a Holocaust, there was the genocide against indigenous peoples in the United States. It's all of a piece. 2 questions. 1, I sprinkle sweetgrass over the fire after I am told that God is pleased by the smell of burning sweetgrass. I sprinkle sage over the fire because I am likewise informed the bad spirits flee the smell of burning sage. I, who believe not in the Lakota God or in such spirits, have I thus shown my respect for the traditions of this indigenous people, or am I expropriating their culture to create some meaning that is otherwise absent from my own life? 2, I hear participants identify themselves over Zoom. My name is fill in the blank. I live in such and such a city or town, which is on stolen name of tribe land. It is good, I decide, for us to acknowledge the theft of this land. But what, I would like to ask, are you doing to restore the land to these First Nations?
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm a Sufi transit movement. I feel the words, I put them into art, I also put them into music. And the Sufis are intrinsic. They love women, they love wine, and they love God. I love all, but I love my nation more. And I always told my wife, if I cheat on you, it's going to be Palestine. So I wrote a new piece, just like Steve, Warmongers. It's not a poem. I'd never write spoken word. I did this time. Warmongers. So, before I do that, I'm going to do a Sufi transit piece, which is called God is Alive. Allah! Hey! يا ولد مالك! ولا قدوس! والسلام والسلام الله 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 حي! اعبدوا 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 حي! والسلام. God is alive, God is alive. Slave is alive. والسلام والملك. Warmongers. Invasion. Lunacy. Conspiracy. Bunker bombs. Hassan Nasrallah taken out. A whole block of Beirut taken out as well. Maybe hundreds dead. They said there was a Hamas member in a building. Allah. Hey! بدو حي والسلام والملك والقدوس. They said there was a Hamas member in Shishaiya. Another 1,000 bunker bombs falling down. With the children tattooed on the stone. Ismail Hania gone. In Tehran, no less. Rockets falling down like purple rain in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, and Beit Zafafa. I called my sister. She sounded panicky. She said, this is the worst I've ever seen. She said, I thought we were all gone. I don't know who my husband is. I don't know who my son is. He's a doctor, you know. السلام والملك والقدوس الله. A measure of justice. Fucking Genocide Joe says. Carmela, Camela, Camara says the same thing like a parrot. Camela. I've never voted for her. Democrat, fuck them. You know Republicans, you know Trump, fuck them too. I might vote for Jill Stein. I think I read with her one day in front of the UN. I don't know how this is going to end. It will end. السلام الله 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 حي الله الله عبد حي السلام والملك. I want to introduce you to a book that I'm very proud of. And the second book came out, Smokestack UK Defied All Odds in the United Kingdom. I'm a British-born product. I'm a 10 years British, 2 years French, but I'm against both. They're the axis of evil. The axis of resistance, well alive, Iran, Hamas, Houthis, and the Iraqi resistance still alive. So I want to introduce you to a blade of grass. It's a statement that Mahmoud Darwish said, the grass will grow when the marching army is invading. And Mahmoud Darwish is our icon. He died on the table in Houston. When the Israelis said, no can do, don't let him in. And he was not allowed to be buried in his village. I'm only 20 years down from him. I'm in Jerusalem born. And one day I will go back. I know I will go back. And if my body don't go back, my soul will, and will bite Netanyahu in the ass. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, so, okay. It's amazing because he literally just introduced both of my poems.
Yes.
So, this one is called Richmond Avenue, which is a street in Staten Island. Basically, it's really any city, USA. The first time I did this poem, I did it in Chicago. And I was really amazed that they got it. But this is the first time that I've done it live in New York. Steve was there when I was working in workshop. When we did it with, okay. So this is Richmond Avenue. Techno-plastic castles. These are the things I see as the island stretches out before me, dressed in her finest and hinting at those who came and died before me. Friend, enemy, slave, or free, fake bronze, fake bricks, fake wooden fences, a population of male trees bearing stony nuts to drop and cover the graves of sinners past. Bitter nectar and sour sap with traffic roaring past the sleeping dead. The faded stones proclaim the nameless, while Willowbrook Park, a renamed horror, sits right next to CSI, the college. How Jeffersonian of these alabaster Marys, literally whitewashed, politically incorrect, translated, revirginated, and bedecked with wilted flowers. S-44, SIM-33C, American flag flying high like a dream out of reach. It's giving Confederacy, Jim Crow, spiked fences and concrete. Richmond Avenue all the way to the mall, to the dump and back, Cancerous and Slack, you know where I'm at. That drunken road where vastly outnumbered progressives march in quiet contemplation of the beast in a sea of pedophilia and misogyny, not only to free humanity, but to fruit the trees, unbalance the patriarchy, simply by planting female trees and giving the people something to eat.
Really. Thank
Which
you.
one?
Yeah.
Now, I really wasn't sure how to introduce this title. It's been performed once. It's a poem to a family reunion audience. So pretend you guys are all my family, and this is our story, and this is what we referred to. Green Jenkins. Where did all of this start? With the legendary Green Jenkins, a man rumored to be out of Oklahoma, and who most of us never met or never heard of. but he was a big man. You can be sure, 6'4" or more, that dark man who came before, with ancestry stretching back to the beginning of the end times and even before, a man was judged a slave because of the skin he wore. Green Jenkins founded a legacy upon his imagined escape to Alabama, to Lowndes County, to the center of the Second Civil War. The one where Martin Luther King Jr. fought with Andrew Young. The war fought on college campuses. The war fought on the campus of Alabama State College for Negroes, now known as ASU, which placed my mother down the street from Dexter Baptist, a young girl of 17. So they marched and struggled until Birmingham called them out of the fields. No more bales of hay, no more subsistence pay, no more living day to day. So they left Big Daddy, Uncle Sam, Aunt Lucy, Uncle Henry and them. That's where it all started. Before Pine Avenue, before Oak Avenue, before Riley School, before Winona High, before Jones Valley. That's where it all started. And now we are here, and they are here. And the smiles you see, and the cheekbones that won't quit. You see the legacy of Green Jenkins. You see a people who will accept nothing less than to be free. You see me, you see you, you see us. Thank you.
There's another side to see, to understand realities. Multiple perspectives key, if truth is what you see, yeah. 'Cause every time I hear of guns, my soul comes undone. How are we the civilized when so many close their eyes? The governments you cannot trust, the systems they're all corrupt. So how I live and raise a child is to always keep us wise. I know. I know. We've got to find a better way. If only we reached out a hand, no child would starve to death. If only we all looked beyond our own self-interest, yeah. It baffles me to understand wars over which God's best. What kind of brutal test puts innocence at risk, yeah. I know. I know. We've got to find a better way. front of our face. Life can't go on in such brutal ways. Where is the love to shine through the haze? Violent destruction, political games. Countless children lost in pain. Powerful pain, powerful pain. Life in pain, life in pain. When will we learn? When will we see truth inside in front of our face? Life can't go on in such brutal ways. Where is the love to shine through the pain? Where is the love shine? When will the love shine? We need some love shine. Yeah, love shine, love shine, love shine, love shine. An eye for an eye makes the world blind. And when we're blind, who will guide? Time to create, appreciate conscious forces like the